We are super excited about the 10K Global Women Business Tour. Welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you all here. Tonight, you are going to expect to hear from no other than Coach Tonia Smith as she comes on and she delivers the best way for us to continue to grow our video marketing, overcoming our fears and anxiety, and taking our businesses to the next level. I am your host, Oluwafunke Fullenwider, known as Sunshine, the CEO and founder of Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur, where we empower, elevate, educate, and equip women in business and in life. We are super excited about the 10K Global Women Business Tour. It started back in March and it's going all the way to July the 22nd. If you have not been tuning in, I would recommend go ahead and tune in to any of these speakers. I mean, either one of them can keep you updated on what's going on in their network and their organization as well as ours. We love having you here. Our website is talktosunshine.info. Please join us on the third Monday and third Wednesday of the month as we have our book club and networking club also, and it happens virtually. Again, we have so much jam-packed for 2023, and we hope you can continue to stay tuned as we are continuing to bring none but the best to women entrepreneurs as they keep growing their business. That being said, we're going to go ahead and hear tonight from also, we have our other speaker on the line, which is also Coach Courtney Robinson. She's amazing, dynamic. She is the woman for the job. When you talk about stepping in a room, she's going to get you right, not only for your business, but for your audience and for you to be able to leave a lasting impression on who you are connecting with. So that being said, we're getting ready to start the broadcast now, and we're going to go ahead and start it with Coach Courtney Robinson. We're super excited to have you here, and we're going to go ahead and pass the mic over to you.
Hi, so good evening, everybody. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I've been excited about just talking and presenting tonight. So my topic is your visual resume. And it's something that I coined last year as I was working through clients and really trying to help them understand how their image and how their personal brand are so impactful, right? And how do we look at it? How do we view it? And that's why I call it your visual resume, because we know what a regular resume looks like, right? Where we detail all of the things, all of our qualifications, and all of our expertise. Well, I would argue that how you choose to show up physically, the first impression that you make is almost as important as your expertise, because it's what people see before they have an opportunity to hear you, right? So that's what I'm going to talk about. And I wanted to do like an exercise, and Sunshine and Tanya, if you guys would like to participate, this is great. So it's really about an exercise about your statement, right? Your style statement, and how you determine what are those words that describe or embody who you are, right? So when you think about it, you want to know, you want to be able to dress with confidence. You want to be able to make better buying decisions. You want to be able to have a clear message or send a clear message with your style. And really, what that's about is having a clear connection between your style choices and your authentic self. So, if you have a piece of paper and can write down what are two words that describe who you are authentically, right? And I know this will be hard because when you think about it, there's like, so many different words that can describe you. And it's hard for it to sum it up in just two words, right? But I really want you to think about what are the two words that really get at who you are, okay? Being very authentic, and don't hold back from what that is. The first word should really represent the core of who you are. So your essence, right? So think about that in terms of when you want to be described, how you would describe yourself and how others would describe you, what would that one word be to describe your essence? And then also, the second word would represent like your creative edge. So when you think about what makes you special or different, what is that creative edge or that it factor that you have? What word would you use to describe that? So when you get those two words down, and maybe you have more than two, right? Maybe you have a few. And I'll even give you one more. If you say I just can't narrow it down to two and a half, three, 2 to 3 is fair. Okay. So I want you as a whole to think about those words. So let me tell you mine. So my style statement is classic feminine, right? I love classic silhouettes. And classic fashion, but I love looking like a woman. I love that feminine look, right? So I would coin myself as classic feminine. Someone else might, describe themselves as bold and sexy, right? Someone else might describe themselves as simple and sleek. So, what are the two words that would describe you and your style statement?
So,
Would either of you like to share?
I have questions.
Okay. Questions are great.
So I think the words are, like you said, there's a lot of words out there. So when you first started, I started thinking like, I really love the word love and joy. Like that's part of my morning. It's like I want to come across to the world radiating God's light, right? And I want to,
Mm,
my heart song sings joy, love, and serenity, right?
yeah.
And so that was my first word, but it sounds kind of weird when you put it together with a description. So
Mhm.
that was my first question: is how would I come up with that first word? I'm like the classic. I resonated with simple, but at the same time, wouldn't pick that word because I'm kind of out there,
Mhm.
and bold is too much of a strong word. I'm so it's like finding that word. How do you find the words?
So they're qualities. When you think of your style in terms of qualities that you have. So how would someone describe you, Tanya? If your best friend were describing you, what would she say about you?
Well, I'm sure, your best friend's going to say my girlfriend always tells me you're smart, you're beautiful, you're kind, you're,
Mhm.
um, very understanding,
Mhm.
relatable, things like that. So,
Right.
but I don't, like I said, how do you pick one? How do you decide? Do you just look at all these and kind of find that word that says that's it? It just resonates with your heart. Is that how that works?
Yeah, they should definitely be words that resonate with you, right?
Yeah.
I think that I say, what are your friend? How would your friends describe you? Because that's often the easiest way for people to come up with, describing
Yeah.
themselves in terms of that. But I usually provide my clients with a list, right? So is it
Yeah.
okay for me to share my screen?
oh, yes, most definitely.
Okay, give me just a moment and let me see if I can share this.
By the
And
way,
that,
Courtney, this is really amazing. I love this.
oh, thank you. Yeah, this will be super helpful. No, this is a quick way and it's a useful like skill for people because I'll give you some other tips about how it can help you. So let me see if this will allow me to um, present. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Let's upload.
While you're looking for your screen, can you share with people what got you started with your business? What was that passion and drive? What was your why?
Sure. So, I mean, I think I've always been a serial entrepreneur, right? I've always been really, really excited and had an entrepreneurial spirit. Um, so, I've done other business ventures. What got me into styling specifically is when I was in business school, and this was between 2012 and 2014. I was in a cohort with about 50 people, 10 of which were women, the rest were men. In business school, it's like the cream of the crop, right? everybody was smart, everybody was intelligent, everyone was accomplished in their career. So it was like, how do you stand apart, stand out? What do you bring to the table that's different from everybody else? Because we were all smart enough to make it into the program. Well, that's when dressing, I started to take my dressing up a level, right? Up a notch, because I wanted to be regarded in a certain way. I wanted to be taken seriously. I wanted them to see me as sharp. And I wanted them to really pay attention to the things that I needed to say. So I started dressing in a way that commanded that type of response in people. And people took notice. I would get compliments, from, all of my female classmates. And I remember one day, one of my female colleagues coming up and saying, are you a stylist or do you style people? And I said, no, I'm not. And she said, well, I'll tell you what, you always look so sharp. And if you were, I would definitely work with you. Mm-hmm. And that was a seed planted. So fast forward, I married my husband. I moved to Georgia. I was looking for a way to, kind of increase my network, meet people, create community, because I didn't really know anyone here except my husband. And I thought, I'm really going to give this stylist thing a try. It's something I love. It's something I'm good at. And it would be a great way to really really acclimate to the area. So that's what I did. And that was the start of it. And that was 7 years ago that I married my husband and moved here in 2015. I started the business in 2017. So we're going into year 7 and, just starting to hit my stride, right? With this. And I absolutely love it. I really do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me see if this will allow me to present. Oh, there we go. Share screen. Window. Aha, there we go. So, are you all able to see that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. So this is not a comprehensive list, but this kind of gets your juices flowing. So what I normally say to my clients is choose about 5 of these words that jump out at you. Don't think about it too hard, but if you see 5, jot those down quickly and then narrow it down to the 2, right? So does that help a little bit more, Tonia?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Yeah. So because, I think all of us could be these at different times, right? Yes. We're not limited, right? And at different phases in your life and different seasons of your life, your style statement may change.
Oh, look at there. I already know Western is one of them and natural.
Oh, wow.
Very natural may not be it because I do like to, natural would be like nature, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like the word like casual, outdoorsy, active, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those would be words I would say that.
So thinking about those, then remember the first word I said would be really represent the core.
Yes.
So what would you say would be your essence from those words that kind of stuck out to you?
Yeah, I would say let me go through them again because I feel like
no problem.
I would say fun is the one that stands out.
Okay. And I say go with your first inclination, right? Like don't overthink it. The one that jumps out at you the most. And then your creative edge, which word would best describe your creative edge?
My creative edge, I would say either something like out Western or outdoorsy or, like that.
So like fun Western.
Yes.
Does
That'd
that
be good.
resonate with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Sunshine, have you had a chance to?
Yes, I would do elegant, bold, and also dressy and
Mhm.
classic.
Okay. And then if you had to narrow it down, what would be the essence? And then what would be your it factor or your creative edge?
That would be more of elegant
Mm-hmm.
and also, let's see, can I use the same words? Let's see. Um, let's see. I was, well, yeah. So mine is kind of like almost the same. It's elegant, classic, and I would say clean. I'll switch one up. Yeah.
Okay. So, classic elegance.
Yeah.
Would that describe you? Does that resonate?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, perfect. So here's what the why those words are important. And I'm gonna stop sharing. Um, was I able to stop? You guys
Yes,
don't see
you're
that?
not
Okay,
sure.
perfect.
Okay.
So why that's important is because these words anchor your choices when you decide to shop, right? Have you ever been to a store and you don't really know what you're looking for, and it's really hard to make a decision, right? So either you start picking up a little bit of everything that doesn't really make any sense or any rhyme or reason, or you don't pick up anything at all because you've got, paralysis, right? So these two words help you determine or anchor the choices, right? So when you're going shopping, it's kind of like, does this measure up against these words? Does this describe, does this, dress, is this dress fun and Western? Is
Right.
this dress elegant and, classy? So when you look at it in terms of that, it helps you decide, right? Well, maybe that doesn't fit what I thought. So one of two things could happen. Either your style isn't what you thought it is, if you're really drawn to that piece, or that piece doesn't fit into what you're identifying with. Either
Mm.
way, you've got to figure out, is that really my style statement? Is that really, what I'm drawn to? Right? And then you can start to build your wardrobe and your brand around that. So I always say I'm teaching women to align their image and their style with their passions, their personality, and their lifestyle. So those words should encompass all of that: your passions, your personality, and your lifestyle. Does that make sense?
It does very much so.
Awesome.
That
Awesome.
was
It does.
really
It really
cool.
does. And it kind of like explains why we pick, I'm bad about that. Going to the store and picking up something and be like, I don't even want to, want this. It kind of like you help me, I guess, narrow down when I go to the store, what section I really need to go to
Mhm,
and what I
mhm.
need to be really looking for.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Great.
And here's what I would say. Don't rule out something fun or different, right? Because that's the fun of having a wardrobe, is that everything doesn't have to be the same thing. Maybe you want some things that are statement pieces or something that's a little bit different than what you would normally wear, especially when it comes to colors, right? There are some stylists who are really big on, you've got to wear your colors. I say wear what makes you feel good. There are colors that look better on your skin tone. I won't deny that, right? So you shouldn't wear things that wash you out. You should wear things that elevate and make yourself, look really, like I have on black, right? I have on pink underneath. You can't really see. I've got a pink top, but I really try to wear color because it's vibrant. It makes me feel good, but it looks great on my skin tone as well. So don't be afraid of color. Don't be afraid of patterns. Don't be afraid to try things that, are a little bit outside of the norm for you, because you never know what you might like. And I always say, when you go somewhere and you pick up a piece or an item and you're like, I don't know about that, always try it on. Try it on before you absolutely rule it out, because you would be surprised at the things that you fall in love with once you try it on and go, oh, that looks so much better on myself than I thought it would, and you found something new that lights you up and you love to wear. So style statement is really important in terms of identifying your personal brand, right? Who you are, what you're about, and again, your passions, your personality, and your lifestyle. And you start to build everything around that. It doesn't really take a lot in terms of your wardrobe to have a functional and streamlined wardrobe that you can show up in and feel comfortable with. People think you have to have a closet full of clothes. You really don't. You just need a very streamlined and intentional wardrobe. You need to be very intentional about the pieces that you're choosing to invest in, and then invest at your highest level, right? Everybody is not going to buy the same. Somebody might want, a Michael Kors bag. Someone may want, what, Kate Spade. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like Louis Vuitton or something like that. So you've got different levels, right? But you have to think about what makes you happy and what lights you up. And it's really not about brands. It's more about what resonates with you, what feels good to you, what you're drawn to, because we will project so much more when we're happy in the things that we're wearing or that we're carrying or that we have. So I really like to promote that. Like, it's not about keeping up with the Joneses, and it's not about wearing a name brand. It's about finding things that really resonate with your personal style and your style statement. So if you don't have a style statement, I encourage you to get one. That's a quick and easy way to, formulate your 2 or 3 words and really use those words as an anchor when you're shopping. There are some other exercises that I do with my clients, but that's a quick one that anyone can do at any time to really find the words that will help them make better choices. So, any questions from you guys?
I just want to know if you would ever you just go shoplifting with me. I think that would be nice.
And I love that. And that's one of the things a lot of my clients love that. That's actually a part of my membership
Oh,
that I
yeah.
have. It's an annual membership, and women who join get 4 lookbooks. And those lookbooks can either be shoppable links that are in the app that you have with me, or if you're local, I shop with you, right?
So fun.
So we go to a store, set aside 2 hours, and I shop with you. And I'm like your wardrobe confidant. Have you try some things on? We talk about the fit, which is key. And we talk about, the way that you dress your body type and the way that you show up as your best self with certain styles, right? It's a lot of fun. And women really enjoy that aspect of it. So,
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, yeah.
What a
Um,
great service.
I love what you do because, shopping sometimes is very challenging. Some people get it and they shop a lot, and then some people don't get it and they don't shop enough. So that being said, I know last time you were on the platform, you talked about the structure of a closet. And I didn't know if you could share a little bit about that because, how you said to be able to organize it, to be able to structuralize it, just to make it easier when we are getting pieces. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, there's no right size of closet, right? You mentioned some women have, tons and tons of clothes, and other women are a little bit more conservative and they're a little, they prefer smaller closets. You can work with either one if you have the right pieces. But what I encourage you to do with your closet is make sure that it's organized and streamlined, because that is also what allows you to be able to use your wardrobe, to the best advantage, right? So in terms of making sure that everything is visible, right? So in your closet, you've heard before, utilizing uniform hangers, right? That's one way to organize. or if you're folding, to fold neatly and stack so that you can see. You want to be able to see all of your colors. I do recommend like colorizing from like light to dark so that you can see everything. Because sometimes, how many times have you looked for something and you cannot find it in your closet because it's like squished in between, because it's so tight and packed in there, and it's like, in between something, and you don't even know where it is because your closet is not organized. So that's one reason to organize, is so you can find the things that you're looking for. And then I just did share it on social earlier yesterday about planning your outfits for the week and how important that is in terms of time and stress, not being stressful, because you're looking ahead, right? You know what you've got going on for the week. You're taking a look at the weather. You're looking at the types of things that you're doing, and then you're arranging your outfits so that basically all you have to do is grab and go and put them on. And there's not, all of this kind of angst and anxiety around how you're going to show up for the week. So that's one thing. But really and truly, with your closet, that level of organization allows you to be more well put together, right? It just allows you to be able to be nimble and quick, and to make sure.
Oh, let me see. Give me one moment. It looks like Courtney went off of the screen, but we will wait for her to come back. But I know y'all loving this. I know I am, because having to show up on a regular basis for your business or for your job is so, it can be very challenging, because you need, being able to know exactly what to wear and what pieces to put together. I know you're enjoying it too, Coach Tonia.
I am. I hope she can get back on. There she is.
There she is.
I don't know what happened. It just like dropped me, and I'm like, oh no.
Well, we're glad to have you back. I think you can go ahead and continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are the things when it comes to closets. Uniform hangers are great. Colorizing is great. One tip that I don't know if I shared before, which is really great in terms of making sure that you're using your full wardrobe, is when you wear something, turn the hanger around, right? So that shows you what you've already worn for the week or for the month. It forces you to choose something that you haven't worn, right? And that makes you kind of utilize your full wardrobe, because if you do that exercise, what you'll see is if you're gravitating towards certain things, and there are things that you're avoiding wearing. And if you're avoiding wearing those things, then those probably are not things that you're really excited about, or things that even need to be in your wardrobe. So think about that, the things that you're choosing not to wear, or that if every time you go to your closet, if you keep grabbing for the same things and you never want to wear, your full wardrobe, that may be an indication that you really need to look at whether those pieces are really serving you right now in this season in your life. So, yeah.
I love what you said about that, because I think just like we do spring cleaning, we need to do that in our closet as well, so we won't feel like we have It also, I think it helps you to know what you need to shop for. So by doing what you just stated.
Absolutely, because we're women, weight fluctuates, right? That's like one of those things. So nothing is more demotivating than trying on something that doesn't fit. So if it doesn't fit you, you probably need to remove it from your closet. Maybe you don't want to get rid of it because you think you're going to get back into that size, but at least remove it from your closet and put it in a bin for when you can wear it again, because there's these external cues, right, about how we feel about ourselves. So you should only be wearing things that build you up and make you feel good, and, edify yourself in that way. So if there are things that don't make you feel good, don't wear them.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So tell me about your different coaching programs, how people can get in touch with you, and any upcoming events or that you have We'd love to hear about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. So my the event that I am really focusing on right now is my 6 weeks to the ultimate curated wardrobe. So it's a 6-week program. You can either do it one-on-one or you can do it in a cohort. So my next cohort starts May 22nd. And so you'll be in a group with 5 other women who are doing the same thing that you're doing, right? So when you show up to the meeting, you won't be alone. You'll be in community with other women. And so there are some things that we'll do as a group. There are some things that you will do on your own, and you'll have some private or alone time with me as well. But that's for women. The group coaching is for women who want to be in community with other women. There are some women who would just like, my one-on-one attention. You can do that as well. So those are the 2 things. And then there are some women who might be a little bit more advanced, if you will, in their style and fashion, sense and knowledge. And they may just want support. They just may want the convenience of having a stylist on demand. And that's what I would recommend my membership. And I've got 3 levels of membership: classic, elite, and VIP. And so you just gain more, as you go up the ladder. It really just, what are you looking for? What works for you? How much attention do you need? Say you're going to have a photo shoot. I can sell you for your photo shoot. Maybe you're going to speak for an event. You want to be styled for the event. Maybe you just need to work on a capsule wardrobe for your business so that you have things that go to outfits for your business. We can do that. So there's a lot of flexibility inside the membership to be more customized, to you. But the 6 weeks program is really to take you from detoxing and cleaning your closet to going deeper into identifying your style statement to actually outfit planning for you, showing you, I'm equipping you with the tools to be able to put yourself together every day, right? So when we're done with those 6 weeks, you understand your body shape, you know the colors that look great on you, you know how to dress yourself, you will know how to walk into a store and confidently make a purchase and feel good about it and not get home and be like, I'm taking that back tomorrow. Type thing. So yeah, that's what that's all about. And like I said, my next cohort starts on May 22nd. Membership is always open for anyone who'd like to join. And I have a 8-minute video that I usually share with women that talks them through, orients you to how I work and the things that I talk about and present. And if you find that that's something that resonates with you and that would allow, add value to you and allow you to really elevate your brand, then I'd love to partner with you.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. As we know that you always show up, if you're following Coach Courtney Robinson, you will see that she always shows up on social media, dressed, stylish from head to toe. But most of all, I love how the colors coordinate. So I can understand why you got that compliment.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
So
you.
please go follow her on social media. I think you're on Facebook, Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So all my handles are at Image by Courtney, and then I have my business Facebook is Image by Courtney. My personal is Courtney Robinson, as you see on the screen, and I'd love to connect with you in any of those areas. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are super excited to have you on the platform like always. I know that y'all love this. I know y'all gained a ton of information and you're taking notes. Please leave your questions in the comments. Coach Courtney or myself will go back. We'll look at the questions and we'll make sure they get answered. And we'll also get connected with you as you continue to grow and expand. We are super excited about the 10K Global Women Business Tour. So guess what? If y'all love Coach Courtney and what she brought to you, you're going to love Coach Tonia also. As Coach Tonia shows up at the platform, I call her our VIP video marketing. She gets you comfortable with video. I mean, this is very important when it comes to businesses, especially in growing in the industry where you have to show up for your business. So she gives you the tools that you need to be able to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to drop the mic over to her as she takes it forward.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Sunshine for creating this platform. And Courtney, I really appreciated that presentation. Every time I've heard you before, and I really think that what you do is a great service for women in the industry, especially because we want to show up online, and that's as I offer my presentation. I think that your service could help people that are struggling with their brand, right? Knowing who they are and showing up as who they are. So I'm going to share my slide screen. Don't know if Sunshine, if you need it. Nope. Am I there?
Yes.
Okay. There I am. The screen goes away. I had to look for it. So when we're creating a business online, there seems to be such a saturated market in many ways. If you're in health and wellness, if you're in the different types of businesses that seem to have a lot of competition, let's say. So the question is, how do we stand out? How do we make that impact and ignite our online presence, right? Showing up and being that person that people notice, right? And so standing out online can be a challenge, right? And so we want to talk about some of the steps that to show up consistently. And one is defining your brand. And this is something I think Courtney could help a lot with, because understanding, defining your brand, understanding how you want to show up, and being consistent across all your channels. What this does is people start seeing you as that person, and they start recognizing maybe you have the same colors, you use the same style, right? And you want to have that continue it across the different social media and email marketing even. And this is where what I'd call that first step. And then you want to, because the reason you want to get this pretty clear is the next step is you want to create high quality content. And this is part of standing out online, which leads to the next one is using visuals. And so writing content as in a post that's just a written form is not going to get you quite as much attention as it would using a visual. Using a picture of you is always the best, especially on platforms like Facebook, even Pinterest, that used to be more about generic photos, or leaning towards more personalized, people seeing you. And so you want your visual contact. And we're going to talk about video, which is going to be one way to really leverage social media. You want to engage your audience. You want to, like I said, leverage social media. We didn't have social media years ago, and now we do. And it's so much easier in this day to reach millions of people. The most important thing here, and this is where people miss the boat, they're not showing up consistently. And so by being consistent, it's whether you may not have the best quality content, your videos or your visuals may not be that great, but if you're consistently showing up with a message, believe it or not, people will start noticing. So even if you think, oh, I'm not that good at video, I'm not that good at creating graphics, or I don't have the money to pay someone to create graphics, so it's not going to look that great, keep doing it. The more you do it, the better you are. So just who I am, and this is, I laugh at this picture because it really fell in line with my Courtney that I shared with her. What she drug out of me was my statement. It was fun and Western. But that was quite an experience. It just fell right in line. So I think that's something that Courtney can definitely help us with. So who am I? I'm a social media and business strategist. So I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, and I'm a very young great grandma. I admit that. But I live in the country. I love living in the country. I love traveling. I love to go on adventures with my horse and my dog. So I know how important it is to not only create that income, but enjoy life also. So it's very important to me to help people, especially digital marketers, to be able to create and dominate their social media presence without that burnout. because it's the burnout that takes away the fun and the enjoyment of life, right? You're so burnt out and stressed out about trying to create a business online that you're not enjoying the moments in your life that life is passing you by, right? And so my dream is to help people with this process so they can create the life and the business of their dreams. So why does posting on social media, what does that do for us? And why is it showing up consistently? It grows what's called as the know, like, and trust, KLT, right? People are more likely to purchase from a brand they have a relationship. Think about, maybe you go to a store regularly. Maybe, if it's not a big store, maybe it's a smaller store, and people start recognizing you. It makes you feel a little bit more loyal. They're kind to you. They say hi to you, especially a dress shop. And I think Courtney could probably talk to this. You go into a store, and I remember I had my favorite store when I was working in more of a corporate situation. And I'd go in, and that would be my store. And so when I would walk in, they knew what I liked, my style, and so they would direct me to that. That's what you want for people online. You want them to see you as that person that they feel like they know, and they like you, and then they trust you. And so if you have developed that, then people are going to be more likely to purchase from you. What posting on social media does, it also grows your authority, your influence, and your credibility. So what's the 5 goals of creating content? It's brand awareness, letting people understand your brand, who you are, generating engagement, right? You want to get people engaging with you and having conversations with you. Then you can also drive traffic, driving traffic to where you need them to go. And also building your list, which is very important. Social media may shut down tomorrow, but if you're growing your list and connecting with the people in that community of your email list, and in this day we have a texting list, right? You can be growing both. And then that all leads to increased leads and sales. Mm-hmm. So how can you fast track this process? And this is why I love talking about video marketing, because video marketing is immediate engagement, enhanced visibility, builds trust and credibility. I want you to think about what you're seeing this evening. You heard from Courtney. Sunshine's been talking. I've been talking. If we were just a picture, you wouldn't be able to connect with this. But the video, you get to hear our voices. You get to see our hand movements, our body language. And you feel more connected. You can't help it. It also highlights your uniqueness. So you can stand out by being who you are. And like I said, I loved what Courtney talked about, because she has you bring out you. And that is vital to growing online and standing out from the crowd, because you can be in a health and wellness company. There's hundreds of people out there promoting health and wellness. But by you being you, you're going to attract people that resonate with you, right? But if you're trying to be someone else, that just comes through. It enables real-time feedback and market research. And then it also diversifies your content strategy. It just kind of changes it up. So I want to share the 5 steps to stand out, make an impact, and ignite your online presence. And this is going to surprise you, because I know you've heard of a hook, right? And if you haven't, it's something to put into your content to grab the attention of your audience. In live video, it is crucial. And there's plenty of tools to get this information. This is something I teach my content members. We have a content club, and they're in there. We're meeting every week, and we talk about what is the hook, the different places to find the hooks of researching, right? Doing it quickly and here's some examples. TubeBuddy, there's Google, Answer the Public. There's places you can find the words that the people in your audience are looking for. They're searching. And that's important, to be using those words. So this is something so many people miss. You've got the hook, right? You've grabbed their attention, and now you got to set the hook. an example that was given to me was when you're fishing, if you've ever gone fishing and the fish gets on the hook and there's a technique to let the hook set so that you don't lose the fish. And that's kind of what this is. You might have heard another term like agitating. And what it is basically you're giving the hook is something like, I've got 5 ways of you to stand out online with using video marketing. That might be a hook. And then the setting the hook would be something like, even if you think you've tried everything and nothing seems to work, right? That would be setting it. That's agitating it. And so this will allow you to stand out, keeps them with you longer. And this is so crucial, especially in the short form videos. And I want you to understand that these 5 steps I'm sharing with you could be done in a short 60-second video. And this setting the hook is going to speak to that pain. The doubt that comes in someone's head when you say the hook, you're going to already know what that is and answer it before they can even think about it. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, how did you get in my head? How did you get into my head? So then you want to do a call to action. And this is another thing people miss. It is vital that you give them a direction in the beginning of your video. If you don't, they're not going to stay on. It's just stats or statistics. Statistics show that people do not watch the whole video. And if you've already hooked them and you've set that hook and they feel like you're going to bring them value, they're going to wait until they hear the value before they jump off. If you've not given their call to action, they're going to jump off after they hear your value that you're going to share. And that's going to be the next thing. And they'll never get the call to action. So you give it that at the beginning, and it can be a real soft one. You know, it doesn't have to be a real hard one. And then you want to offer value. This is something I can't stress enough. Don't be afraid to over deliver. The days of holding back are gone. So you want to give them so much value that they can't help but want to work with you. If they look at your video and they go, oh my gosh, she's sharing that much. And what else? I bet if I work with her, I would get so much more value, right? You want them to feel that. Courtney did a great job tonight presenting. You knew after listening that by the value she shared was a lot, right? You know that if you hire her, she's going to bring you a lot of value, right? That is just what you want. And then last but not least in these 5 steps is the call to action. And, you know, I want you to think about, we are programmed from children to follow directions. And so, you know, if you think about for example, if you say, you ask someone, what is your favorite color? And I've heard this, so it was a good example, I thought. What is your favorite color? And you could, if you don't tell them, write in the comments, and that's the part of the call to action, write in the comments what your favorite color is, right? So you want to tell them. You can't just ask a question and expect them to actually respond. You have to tell them to respond. And so it could be that you want them to go to your website. It could be you want them to, it's not about always buy my product, because people will tune that out. But it could be something like, you know, follow me if you want more of this. If this was valuable to you, follow me, because I'm going to be sharing more about this all week, right? And just be relatable. The key here in both call to actions is you want to invite them to stay in your world longer. And so that's why it's so crucial in a whole nother topic of providing them something to where they can provide you an email so that they stay in your world even longer. So in conclusion, I want to say, if I get nothing across here tonight, I want you to, this quote I found, I can't claim it, I wish I could. It says, don't be afraid to stand out. Be afraid to blend in. And the author was unknown, so I can't even give anyone credit, but I think that is very impactful. So, and I want to encourage you, if you've got a fear of video, if it's something that you're like, or maybe creating content and it's scary that you're putting yourself out there, just know you've got this. It will be scary maybe, but it's not something you can't overcome. And I believe this very strongly. So that is the end of my presentation. And I would invite you to come to my website, toniasmith.com. And, I'd love you to follow me on Facebook. Here's my different handles. It's mostly Tonia Smith. I hang out on Facebook more than anything, but I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest. I'm diving into even more so, and LinkedIn. So that is. I will stop sharing. There you go.
I really enjoy that, Tonia.
Thank you. Sunshine, you're muted. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you.
Well, I enjoyed every time you come onto the platform and what you add to bringing out I think one of the things I would describe is helping people overcome the fear of being able to use it. And by having the knowledge and the steps that you take us through, it helps us to be better prepared to really be able to show up and be organized. And which, believe it or not, also adds to confidence, because when you're organized and you're already pre-planned something, then it makes it easier for you to show up. And I mean, I love the way you bring it in so many different angles. So if you haven't already watched Coach Tonia's YouTube videos, you definitely want to take a chance to look at that. You can look up Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneurs, but also you can check Coach Tonia on Facebook. She's really true. She really does hang out on Facebook, and she's consistently bringing us more and more content to make our videos happen. Since I've known her, I've been able to even feel more and more comfortable even showing up on social media. Just, she doesn't believe in it, but I'll be listening. So yes, you can't help but to listen. The same thing with Coach Courtney, by giving all the different ways for us to be able, it's amazing. But these two coaches have a lot in common, because you have one that helps you to actually show up, in a way where you will feel confident on the outside, so you can be able to present what's on the inside, and to be able to do it in a way that you're going to feel very proud that you are bringing the best of your business out to your consumers. I love the way Coach Tonia talked about being able to post flyers or make a post on social media. It's great. But I love one thing you said about posting yourself. If you could elaborate on that.
Yeah. So you want to show up if you're representing just a business, like you're in maybe in the LinkedIn space where it's just, it's not so much you're just an employee showing up for that business, right? Then that might be a little different. But a lot of people online are trying to grow an online business. And so that's usually my audience. That's the people I talk to. So when I'm in that space, it's always better to show up as the authentic you. And I speak from my early struggles. I thought that if I saw someone successful, that I should be more like them. I would try to do what they were doing, even sometimes try to maybe I should sell what they're selling because they're successful. And that does not work. I mean, it just doesn't. When I started showing up as who I am and being good with that, being comfortable, I don't worry anymore if I stumble my words or if I just, something happens, because it's just who I am. I'm a human, right? And I don't worry about the judgment. And that was the fear I had of people judging me. And there was so many things. And then when I do the fear of live video and live video marketing, that's one of the things, is that fear of judgment, that those fears that come up. And once you and like Courtney talked about, and Sunshine, you did too, about that confidence, having that confidence. And what it is if when you start taking action, that confidence comes because you work through the things that you think is going to be that barrier, and you're able to work through that, break down those barriers. And on the other side of that is beautiful. It's just, you feel like you can actually show up and not have those fears stop you.
I love it. Courtney, I'm going to give you a chance to respond.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many nuggets that you presented. I love how you break down the steps, right?
Mhm.
And I love that you say deliver the ask or the CTA up front so that they can know, and you, like you said, hook them. I just love everything about that. It's just giving people a stepwise way to really do their videos. And like when you said, it makes it sound so easy, and you can do all this in 60 seconds. And I was thinking in my head, oh my gosh, that's a lot to do. But it's really not if you're focused on those key areas and those key points and making sure, because, our attention span isn't that long anyway. So if you can get those key points in that amount of time, then you're adding that value very quickly. So I appreciated that, and I learned some things, just about presenting that will definitely help me. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I find that the having that formula just makes creating a video, and it doesn't have to be 60 seconds if you're on different
Mm-hmm.
platforms,
Mm-hmm.
but being able to create a 60-second video helps you get refined on your message.
Mm-hmm.
And what we tend to do is make too much of a message. We try to take a concept and make it too broad. And really, we just need to give bite-sized pieces.
Right.
And, if you think about the words you speak, you can get it out really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And the wonderful thing is there's different editing apps now that are so either free or really inexpensive that you can cut out all the dead space or the messed up words that
Mm-hmm.
in the day we really didn't have those resources like we do
Right.
now. So
Absolutely. Excellent.
I love it. I love it. So that being said, you have heard from two dynamic coaches that are speaking on being able to show up as your authentic self and being able to definitely be able to provide the value that you need and the content through video to be able to reach the customers and clients that you want to reach in your business. We're super excited every time y'all take the platform. Courtney, you've been with the organization for a while now, for a couple of years, and you've always showed up and presented such great information for us women to keep on growing and going to the next level. So we want to say thank you so much for your passion, your dedication, and your consistency. Coach Tonia Smith, you're so passionate about what you're doing and being able to see entrepreneurs soar, especially in their video marketing. And I want to say just being able to work with you these last couple of months has just been amazing. I mean, the strides that you're making, the content you're presenting, and your creativity in being able to reach so many people, it's just been amazing. And I just want to say we look forward to hearing again from you, and also you, Coach Courtney, as well. My name. That being said, before we close our broadcast, if y'all want to leave any lasting just statement or words that people can take to be able to just implement in the remaining days of this week, we would appreciate for y'all to take turn and provide that.
Sure. Well, I'm following you now, Tonia. I thought I was, but I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm super excited to be able to learn from you. I
yeah,
think that, the parting words I would leave is that your image matters, right? Your image matters. And so, to Tanya's part, whatever you have to do to be comfortable in showing up in your best light, do that. Do that. And use the tools that you have. There are so many tools around us, right? We think that sometimes these things are beyond our reach, but it is as easy as getting connected to the right people that will get you the information. And so, I know there are people that I've admired and followed and been able to glean so much valuable information just from listening to them and learning from them. So don't be afraid to find someone and latch on and really, learn and glean. So yeah,
yeah.
that's what I would say.
I love that, Courtney.
Thank you.
I didn't know if Sunshine was going to say anything. I guess I'll go ahead and go. I love what you said because it was probably so well spoken. The words I would say would be the meaning of that, but you said it so elegantly, and I really appreciate that. I think if I have anything to share, the last parting words is in this particular show, and is that one, this platform, if you haven't been following it, I really highly recommend it. There's been so many amazing speakers. So if you are not, it's, whether you're in the group, the next level to women entrepreneur groups, or watching on this YouTube channel, definitely keep your eye out, because I've been just really amazed at the women that are speaking and the content they have. And with that said, if you're showing up and you are being consistent, but you're not seeing results yet, just have faith and believe in, especially if you believe in what you're speaking about. If you're sharing, solving a problem that you're passionate about, but you're not seeing the results, just stay with it. Because like I said earlier, taking action, results will come. You just gotta be, number one, don't be attached to that outcome. And just believe that if you are doing the steps that you're taking are in the right direction, right? The way you're wanting to go, because you are serving an audience of people and solving a problem for them, success will come. So just hang in there.
I love it. I love it. There you go. I'm not going to say anything else because I want y'all to leave with those lasting words. I am your host, Oluwafunke Fullenwider, known as Sunshine, CEO and founder of Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur. We are so amazing. Thank you, both speakers, for coming on to the platform and sharing the information that you shared on today. Please plug in to their businesses. They definitely have so much value to provide you to go to the next level. We thank all of our guests, and we thank all those that are going to listen to the replay. Please continue to plug in to talk to sunshine.info to keep track of all the great things we're doing. If you think you love it now, just wait. We're going to do more, and we're super excited about it. So please, if you have a business of your own, connect to some of the women entrepreneurs and see how you can be able to engage. There's more ways to engage, not just with Next Level, but also with the women on the platform. They have such amazing things going on that you can be with. I know Coach Courtney talked about her membership program, so plug into that. I know Coach Tonia has packages and coaching programs that you can plug into. You even have a membership program as well also.
Yeah, Content Creation Club. Yeah.
Great. So before I go, I also know that you also have Facebook groups. So if you can tell people the name of your Facebook group, I would appreciate it, whichever one has one.
I have a Social Media Marketing Made Simple and Fun. And we host a weekly coffee chat for entrepreneurs. So it's a fun group. But it's also, we talk a little bit about marketing and education and training.
Awesome. Great. So please plug in.
A free group. That's a free group. Sorry.
Awesome. No, I love it. So please plug into that group. Okay. So we're a community of entrepreneur women making a global difference. And we're super excited about 2023 and all it's going to bring. Sal, Coach Sal, thank you so much for that compliment. We appreciate you for tuning in. Please continue to tune in as we continue to bring so much value. Well, I'm getting to conclude the broadcast. Until next time, continue to rise and shine bright. I'm your host, Sunshine Fullenwider, for Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur. You all have a great night.